What's up, guys? How is everybody doing this afternoon and today? We are here and we are live, kind of on the set here of Rover Sports. So this is pretty relaxing, just kicking back and being able to record a podcast here. It's been, kind of an emotional day, an emotional time, with Kobe Bryant lately, kind of hanging it up. So it's been a little bit tough. It's been a little bit hard, but we're here, and our gain is nice and loud. So we're sitting back and just talking it out a little bit here on the podcast, which is Rover Sports, the podcast. So anyway, just trying to catch up on the Kobe Bryant news hit me big, just in a tough spot yesterday, and may he rest in peace, and just what he brought to life, to the sport of basketball, but also. Sorry, just getting my headphones all perfect. Got to get them perfectly just on the earlobe there. But Kobe Bryant, just a really tough day yesterday. Going to continue to be tough as we go forward here today. But yesterday, or today, Freddie Kitchens was announced as the head football coach, or not a head football coach. He was that in Cleveland, but he's going to be a positional coach out in NY, and I'm really pumped for Freddie. It's a terrific opportunity for Frederick to get down to the New York Giants, and for Freddie just to be able to really just help out, in New York, and just help out Joe Judge and his staff, and I think Freddie's going to do a fantastic job as a tight ends coach for the New York Football Giants, and I really like the Freddie Kitchens hire. I think Freddie's a terrific guy, just going to be a motivator and a guy that's just really going to help the Giants in a lot of ways. I just think he can coach. I think he can motivate. He's been around the game for a while. He's been from Alabama. So this is a guy that's going to learn, or this is a guy that knows a ton about football, and this is a guy that's really going to help, I think, our football team and the New York Football Giants as a competitor and as a guy. So I'm just excited about what Freddie's going to bring to the table in New York City. I really am, and Freddie's going to come in, and Freddie's really gonna help out a lot. And then you have Derek Dooley, who is a failed coach from the University of Tennessee, a failed coach at the University of Alabama, and I just think that Vince Dooley, or I whatever his name is, Joe Dooley. No, his name is Derek Dooley. Okay, this guy was at the Dallas Cowboys for a while. He didn't exactly do the best job in Dallas, Texas. And, you look at Coach Dooley, he's just a failure in every regard. So he failed in Dallas. Cole Beasley almost ended this guy's career with his comment about how he's not teaching the wide receivers how to run routes correctly. Just really tough stuff, from Cole Beasley laying the lumber down on Mr. Derek Dooley. So that was really tough to take in, and that was tough to hear about from Derek Dooley or from Cole Beasley in that respect. So that wasn't the greatest. A ringing endorsement of Derek Dooley. You looked at Dooley in Tennessee, and in Knoxville, he was not a good football coach. Now he is a nice guy, and his dad is a legendary football coach. And I think that what Joe Judge is trying to find out with this staff, Joe Judge and his staff, I think Joe Judge is trying to get guys that have failed. He wants a bunch of fat, failed coaches. He loves big guys. You have Brett Bielema, who can absolutely pound beers, pound tequilas. This guy is an incredible drinker. Brett Bielema. And Brett Bielema is an incredible person that I think is going to really relate to the players. But then you look at big boy Freddie Kitchens, and Fred Kitchens is a big freaking guy. He's big. And that's why I think that Freddie is going to be successful, is because of how fat he is, and he's going to get Evan Ingram to put on some weight. But Freddie Kitchens is a guy that's one of the nicest guys in the world. He overcame cancer. And Joe Judge has a soft spot for Freddie, because Joe Judge in Starkville, Mississippi made Freddie Kitchens and his family a swing set. So these guys go back 10, 15 years, which is absolutely phenomenal. It's fantastic. So I just think that it's absolutely stellar that Freddie Kitchens is back in New York. I mean, I've always been a Freddie Kitchens fan ever since last year when I found out the guy existed. But Freddie Kitchens had a rough go in Cleveland, called the same plays over and over again, wasn't a good head coach last year. I thought that Freddie, though, in Cleveland with the infrastructure of the Haslams, with, getting guys that John Dorsey brought in, like Kareem Hunt, he just, got in unfortunately, some legal trouble, just with weed in his car, not as a bad misdemeanor, but not to the degree of kicking the girl in the face. But you look at the just look at the guys that were in Cleveland, like Odell, Jarvis Landry, telling other teams to come and get them, Baker Mayfield, all the inflated expectations of the fan base and everything that went down in Cleveland, Ohio. And that is why, with Freddie, I just feel like he has a new lease on life. He's highly motivated. These are highly motivated guys. Jason Garrett gets fired. Freddie Kitchens gets fired. Derek Dooley, Cole Beasley slams him. So maybe it's like Alabama. Butch Jones was a horrible coach at Tennessee, one of the worst coaches in Tennessee football history, even though he went 7-5 and stuff. And Nick Saban takes guys and rehabilitates them. Lane Kiffin, same way. And Joe Judge is kind of learning from the Nick Saban way of kind of doing things. And these guys in their roles, these guys have all been head coaches before, so they know pitfalls. Brett Bielema was a head coach at the University of Arkansas, and he was a big-time head coach and just a big guy in general. But Brett Bielema, if you're going to get in a drinking contest with Bert, Bert's going to absolutely kill you. He can maul you over. I think he was a former linebacker or a offensive lineman for the University of Iowa. He's an Iowa guy. He was a very good coach with Wisconsin, like a Rose Bowl type of coach that would get to the Rose Bowl a lot. And Bert Bielema is just, bringing him on board, we're going to have so much fun. Patrick Graham, really nice guy. So now we're adding nice guys that just love the game of football and guys that I think can teach. And I'm just happy that Freddie Kitchens got this chance. Like I said, he's a super nice guy, and he's been through a lot of adversity. And for him to latch on with the Giants is really special. And same with Jason Garrett. And our fan base has just been so nice to Jason Garrett, and it just shows you that our fan base is so compassionate, and we believe in second chances, and we believe in helping people in need, and that's what Jason Garrett was. He was in Dallas for 11 years. The Cowboys fans in the end were really bullying Jason Garrett, and the New York Giants just really swooped in and just going to help Jason Garrett out, and now Jason gets a little Saquon Barkley to his life, and it's absolutely fantastic. This is an incredible day for the New York Football Giants, and for the staff of just Freddie and just Joe Judge, and it's exciting. I didn't watch the Pro Bowl this weekend. The Pro Bowl, I'm just happy it's over, to be honest. I don't think anybody got injured. But you look at the Pro Bowl, and it's not the same, as it used to be up there in the land of Orlando, Florida. I understand that the Pro Bowl was this week, and I understand that, a lot of people were at the Pro Bowl, like UCF Jaguar. I know he lives in Orlando, so he might have been up there at the Pro Bowl. So maybe he was up there. Maybe he was enjoying some cocktails and beverages. The other day it was raining at the Pro Bowl, so that was pretty interesting too. Let me just crop out this microphone for you guys that are watching. I did watch the Senior Bowl, so I'll give you. Let me give you a little bit of. Let me give you some thoughts on Senior Bowl. On Senior Bowl week. So and listen, I just cropped out my everything. Look at that. That just looks awesome. It just looks like I'm talking and my mic's like clipped onto my body. I mean, that's just awesome. I just love that. And look, I'm over here now, okay? This green screen is just fun. This green screen is fun. # fun green screen. Just have fun in life, guys. Have fun. There we go. I'll go down here. Where should I prop up? I'll prop up right here. Perfect. So yeah, and of course now the damn chair is in the picture, but it's hard to get perfect. So I really think that Justin Herbert's going to be a phenomenal quarterback. Like, there's zero doubt in my mind that Justin Herbert is going to be better than Joe Burrow. He is going to be better than Burrow because Burrow is not as mobile as Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert is a guy that's going to be a phenomenal quarterback. He's an incredible teammate. He's really smart. He's a biology major. He's 6'6". He has 10-inch hands. He can run probably a 4.6 40 or a 4.5 40. Incredible athletic kid. Really smart, quiet, not going to get into any trouble. Everything you look for in a franchise quarterback, and he's going to represent your franchise in an impeccable way. I think there's no way that Justin Herbert goes outside of the top 5. I think that Tua could go to the Miami Dolphins at number 5. Maybe Joe Burrow goes to the Dolphins. I really think Herbert is in play to be the number 1 pick of the Cincinnati Bengals. I really think that is an honest to gosh kind of assessment, is that I really think that Justin Herbert has a chance to really be a Miami Dolphins player, a Cincinnati Bengals player. I believe that wholeheartedly. So I think that Herbert has a really good opportunity to go number 1. And if I were the Bengals, I might take a chance on Justin Herbert. I might take a chance on him number 1. I think I would. Or Tua Tagovailoa. His pocket movement's so good. He's so clutch that I'd probably go Tua number 1, Justin Herbert, and then it's between Jacob Eason and Joe Burrow. Jordan Love, to me, too inconsistent throwing the football, very, very inconsistent mechanically, and Jordan Love is a guy that's too raw, and he can't even hit the little throws. And then him as a leader, I don't know about him as a leader. He's a very, very quiet kid, which again, Herbert is quiet, but Herbert at least has done a lot of interviews, at least was dapping up teammates. I don't know if Jordan Love has that same passion for the game. I want to see Love get interviewed. I need to learn a lot about Love, because Love during his interview seems very quiet, laid back, reserved, and that's the same criticisms you can have for Jacob Eason, is quiet, reserved. Now Justin Herbert, but the difference between Herbert and Eason, and the difference between Herbert and Love so far in my assessments, is that Herbert really cares about the game. Herbert really loves his teammates, and Herbert will do anything to please his teammates, and Herbert's just a special personality, 4.0 in biology, a guy that just cares about every aspect of his life, that he's even too busy to have social media. And that's what makes Justin Herbert a beast, is that he doesn't even have social media. This guy is out here living life at a high level. So I am a huge fan of Justin Herbert. And Herbert is a guy that, he didn't win the big game at Oregon. I want to see him develop that Mamba mentality, since, Kobe Bryant Kobe Bryant would tell Justin Herbert, you got to be a straight killer. You're too nice of a guy. Justin Herbert let Auburn back in the game. He couldn't close at Auburn against Wisconsin. He was kind of fortunate to win that Rose Bowl against Stanford 2 years ago. A year ago, actually, he had Stanford and that football coach over there, David Shaw. He had David Shaw on the ropes and couldn't put him out of his misery. They were up huge on Stanford, blew that game. Even at Washington State, Justin Herbert and Oregon teams, maybe it's a Mario Cristobal problem, but they haven't been able to put away football teams, and they haven't been able to do this at high levels, and that to me is pretty darn concerning. When you look at Herbs and you look at how Herbert is going to do going forward, but that's why I'd probably go Tongo Vailoa, because Tongo Vailoa in the title game, Tua Tagovailoa in the title game was just so dynamic. His ability to win that football game and will Alabama to a national championship when he was only a freshman quarterback. I mean, that just says so much about Tua Tagovailoa and what Tua Tagovailoa is going to bring to the table. So I think Tua is just one of the most special humans and football players that I've ever seen in my life. So I think Tua is going to be a big time quarter. He's probably the number one quarterback. I think Burrow has a chance because Burrow can move around in the pocket, but his arm strength isn't near Justin Herbert's. His mobility is bad. So if that offensive line is not working in Cincy, he's going to get sacked a lot. Also, Joe Burrow getting a little bit cocky, and cockiness can be good, as Kobe Bryant, displayed at times during his career. But I also think that Joe Burrow, even though he's cocky, he has to walk that fine line of still being a great teammate, still being humble and working hard. He walked that line perfectly, but it's just something to monitor as you go through this process, because some guys can get so-called lost in the sauce, and you always need to monitor how guys will continue to work. Will guys stay humble, motivated, and hungry for success? So that's what you have to monitor there with Joe Burrow. At the running back position, I think Jonathan Taylor's leaning towards the second round. You also have J.K. Dobbins. So there are some really good backs in this upcoming draft. And they're going to all be at the combine. So I'm excited to watch them in Indy. This week there were some good receivers like Denzel Mims out of Baylor had a pretty decent week. He's like 6'3", he's like a Hakeem Nicks style player. He'll be like a third round pick. Tyler Johnson out of Minnesota, I'm surprised he didn't go to the Senior Bowl or didn't get invited, but Ty is going to be, I think, a really good player, like kind of a Corey Davis type. I know they both came from PJ Fleck, but Ty Johnson is a guy that can win in the slot, and he'll be able to be like a really good number 2 receiver on the team. He'll be going in that third round of the draft. So Ty Johnson's a good player. Antoine Winfield for the Giants is an interesting guy, incredible in coverage, also so mature, and his dad played in the NFL, I think, for a long time, Antoine Winfield Sr. So at Minnesota, Antoine is a legend. He was the best player on Minnesota's team last year, and he's just a freak as a safety. He's going to be a big-time player. I think he's going to go in the second round, and he'll go high. And at the combine, he's going to absolutely rock it. And then when you're around the kid, you're going to fall in love with Antoine Winfield Jr. A couple of updates on the offensive lineman. Ben Barch had a really good week. He is out of St. John's University, not the St. John's in New York City, but Ben Barch had a really, really good week. Now my voice getting a little bit agitated here as I continue on with this podcast. A little podcast. But Ben Barch is going to be a good football player now. I think Ben Barch can be good. I do. I think Ben Barch. Benjamin Barch. But anyway, I think Benny Barch is going to be like another Ali Marpet, from a smaller school that latches on and works in this league. I think Marlon Davidson is a guy, I'm excited about Marlon Davidson. Like, this guy wiggles in space. And Carl Lawson's doing pretty good on the Bengals, isn't he? And Marlon Davidson produces. You watch him on tape, he's good. You watched him in one-on-ones at the Senior Bowl, he was fantastically good. Bradley Anae out of Utah. Unbelievable week at the Senior Bowl. A gamer, can really get to the quarterback, kind of a D4 type of guy, just fast, and a little undersized, but so was Fred Warner out of a Mormon State in Utah. I just think that the Mormons just pump out so much talent in the Mormon community. They're all like 25, they're studs. I have no idea. I think Bradley's a Hawaiian kid, so I don't even know if he's Mormon or went on a mission, but he went to the University of Utah in Salt Lake City, so I think Bradley Anae can really be a good football player, and Anae was absolutely spectacular. Van Jefferson, 5th round pick, slot guy, going to be a beast. His dad is the coach of the Jets at the wide receiver position, so it'll probably end up going to the Jets. It's just like I predicted Zay Jones going to the Buffalo Bills, because the guy, Joff, or whoever the wide receiver coach is in Buffalo, handpicked Zay Jones the other day, or was his coach at East Carolina University out there, and somewhere in South Carolina, where I hear that there's the hottest chicks in the world at ECU. I met somebody who went to ECU, said that they're the hottest chicks in the world. So I would love to go to ECU. I mean, I still might be young enough to talk to girls at ECU at the college, girls at college. Speaking of college level stuff. So, I mean, guys, it's been just a whirlwind of a couple of days. The tragedy of Kobe Bryant, Freddie Kitchens going to the Giants, Justin Herbert having a really successful campaign at the Senior Bowl, Bradley Anae doing fantastic, Ben Barch, another huge winner at the Senior Bowl. This guy Jones out of Houston had a big-time week at the Senior Bowl. The Notre Dame corners, for some reason in Mobile, they just continue to ball out. But I can't wait to see Kenneth Murray, the linebacker from Oklahoma. I think he's going to absolutely murder the Combine. Patrick Queen. The Combine is going to be incredibly special. I might try to go out to Indianapolis, get some interviews, and have some fun a little bit for the podcast. And I'm just excited to see like just have guys like on my show and just to be able to pump out that content at the Combine. So I appreciate everybody for listening to today's show. Kobe Bryant, again, I'll wrap the show with this about him. I think it's appropriate. I tried to do a tribute to him, but my microphone was too loud before. But Kobe Bryant is a guy that is an absolutely legendary player. He's a legendary person. He connected people through all realms of life, whether you were rich, poor, indifferent. Kobe Bryant is a guy that connected everybody from different walks of life, economic backgrounds, and Kobe Bryant, just an incredible leader and a special person. Just helped his team win championships. A tireless worker, a perfectionist, a hyper competitive guy, the Mamba mentality, and it was just so tragic to see just life just lost in seconds like that, and it makes you really have to value every second of life. You never know when it can be taken from you, and I pray that God can take care of Kobe Bryant and can take care of Gigi up in heaven, and Kobe will smile down looking at us, and it is just the worst. There's some guys that have drug problems and drug overdoses, and Kobe Bryant, just after basketball or after his career, this is a guy that had so much to offer, not only to his family, but he was such an ambassador, not only for basketball too, but he won an Oscar. This is a guy at 41. He speaks 3 languages. He's a genius of a human being, and one of the kindest human beings you will meet. And just because he was strict on his teammates, he cared for them. And you see the the honoring of Kobe Bryant across the NBA yesterday, from Trae Young to Devin Booker to Jason Tatum, and all of these young kids that are all around my age, they all grew up, watching Kobe Bryant play and watching Kobe do what he did on the court and off the court. And Kobe was a mentor to some of these guys, so he really gave back to these kids. And he just meant so much to everybody in American society, but in the world, Kobe Bryant meant so much to so many people. Just his work ethic, the way that he just had that villainous streak, that Mamba mentality, he'll kill you. And one of the true great sportsmen of the 20th and 21st century, and a guy that we'll just miss dearly. And he had so much life to live. And for his daughter to pass, it is just tragic. It's heartbreaking. It is absolutely awful. And something I'll never get over. I'll always remember where I was when that happened. And the lesson is to savor every moment on earth. And Jay Williams said something great. He said life is so fragile. That if you have any, ongoing, just arguments with a family member, you're not talking to a friend or a family member, go ahead and reach out, and because life's too short to hold grudges. So tough stuff from Kobe Bryant, and just makes you think. So. Hey guys, thanks again for listening to the podcast. It had the Kobe stuff, which is so important to lead with, and it also had some football news, some lighter comments, lighter topics there. So I want to thank everybody for listening tonight, and everybody have a great week. And I might be back with another video at another point during the week. So, alrighty guys, thanks so much. Take care, and yeah. Take care, guys.